Welcome to the Warframe Weapon Encyclopedia, where today we're checking out the Gazal Machete. You can get the blueprint for the Gazal Machete from the Tenno lab in your dojo, and it's actually quite cheap to make. You're gonna need 20,000 credits, 2 argon crystals, 2,600 salvage, 1,900 alloy plates, and 1,400 plastid. The Gazal Machete is a mastery rank 5, machete, surprisingly enough, that does almost pure slash with only a little bit of puncture and impact on the side. It's also pretty fast, with relatively good range and high status, though the crit chance leaves a lot to be desired. It's 10% with a 2x Grim multi. That's not all though, because the Gazal Machete also synergizes with the Jin Sentinel, adding corrosive damage to his radial explosion every time you kill something with the Gazal Machete, and then in return the Jin will add 25% extra corrosive damage for 30 seconds to your Gazal Machete every time it casts Fatal Attraction. Now, since you can get this weapon very early on, let's check out the basic build first, which is gonna look something like this. Just add some damage with pressure point, a little bit of attack speed with fury. I would also recommend pumping up the status chance with melee prowess, and then I would run Shokin Fever Strike for corrosive and Molten Impact for heat. Also, if you have Shattering Impact, you can put that in as well to get triple armor stripping, because it doesn't matter how much impact damage you're doing for Shattering Impact, you just need to be doing some amount of impact damage. This setup will actually carry you pretty hard in the early game. Like, as far as star chart is concerned, this weapon will absolutely destroy it, even with a basic build like this. It's of course going to be a bit sketchy on Zariman, but by the time you get to Zariman, you should be able to run a build like this instead. Now, this is more what you would kind of expect for this kind of a weapon. We drop the armor stripping completely, and we instead focus on Viro and Slash via Buskill and Carnis Mandible, as well as Vicious Frost and Virulent Scourge. With this combo, you're gonna get about a 2-to-1 ratio of Slash to Viro, which is very nice, and we're then gonna build the weapon around that. So we have Weeping Wound for scaling status, Berserker Fury for attack speed, Prime Pressure Point or Condition Overload for damage, and finally Drifting Contact, which is not entirely necessary, especially if you're running Naramon Focus School or you're using a Dexterity Arcane. This is the kind of a setup that you would use in the end game, and it actually works surprisingly well. I know machetes used to be a bit of a meme, but nowadays, especially with Cyclone Kraken and the rebalancing and all that, machetes are actually quite nice. You can of course feel the lack of crit on the Gazal Machete once you go beyond level 100, but up to level 100 it feels absolutely fine. And that's pretty dope, because it's not just, decently strong, it's also cheap as chips. You can get it at Mastery Rank 5, and it has had for the last I don't even know how many years a very high Riven disposition. This consistently high Riven disposition has actually made the Gazal Machete into a very good stat stake because, well, it just has good Rivens. So whether you're looking for a solid early game to mid game melee weapon, or you want a really solid stat stake, I would absolutely recommend you give the Gazal Machete a swing or two, because it's actually very nice. Machetes aren't anywhere near as much of a meme as they used to be anymore. They're actually quite nice. And that's pretty much it for the video, so I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.